board as well. I had remembered reading an article, I don't know, back September or so, and they had listed like all the courts in our area, Princetown, Jonesburg, Rotterdam, whatever. Princetown came in second as far as revenue. How if the position is eliminated, how does that revenue that's kind of not lost, but it is going to kind of be behind the eight ball as far as the revenue coming into the town? Where's the town going to, how are you going to catch up on that money? Do you know what I'm saying?
I do
like,
know exactly what you're saying.
How our taxes, are we going to get taxed, or is there going to be an increase? And maybe I'm not explaining myself with what's up here versus what's coming out, but I know what I want to say. It's just not something coming out appropriately. Do you know what I mean? If you have two people doing a job or three people doing a job, and then you have one person doing a job, there's going to be, you know, it's going to be non-productive. You're not going to be as productive as one person doing the job with three. How can that even be feasible? And still have all that
revenue. You're making an assumption
revenue.
that the three people were at full capacity. What if they weren't?
Well, I think the revenue kind of speaks for that.
Not necessarily.
Or the fines, or
No,
whatever.
not necessarily. I mean, if one widget is worth $1 million, or do you have a million widgets worth $1? Same revenue.
Yes and no.
Exactly. And that's what we've been asking for. So.
What are you asking for? I'm just trying to get a clear picture, okay?
No,
Because
and so is the board, Lisa. We are.
I'm trying to look like down the road.
We are.
Where if we don't, if the town doesn't have, you know, if you're used to working or getting $500,000, okay? Well, now you're not going to get $500,000. Maybe, well, wait a minute, let me finish. And instead of the $500,000 that you've always counted on, now you're only going to get, say, $150,000. Let's just figures. I'm just throwing it out there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you balance
so
that
if
out?
you're supposed to get 500,000, now you're only getting 150,000. Why would you need three people to do the work? If the revenue's dropped, you only need one person.
But it's dropped because you can't produce. That's what I'm saying.
No,
so if you
not
can't
what happened.
produce,
No, it's not what happened. You need to stop. All due respect, it's.
Listen, I'm just asking. Oh, here's why, okay? Because I can foresee down the line where there's not going to be enough revenue for the town to work with. Where's it going to come from? It's going to come from the residents. That's.
Wait a second. You're making a couple of huge leaps and assumptions. You really are. The assumption.
I'm not really assuming anything yet. I'm just looking down the road because if we don't have the revenue, or if the town doesn't have the revenue to function, where is it going to come from? That's my question.
So you're asking a bunch of questions, and I'm not sure where to go with them because they're not related. I mean, yeah, revenue, taxes, I understand that part.
I'm talking just revenue.
Right, now you're talking about the court?
What revenue? I mean, what else do we get revenue from?
A lot of places.
What else?
Metroplexes, your property taxes.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you don't get it from here,
why won't we get it from here?
You're always going to, that's how the town is funded, through the county taxes. If you're paid, you pay taxes.
Right.
And it goes to the county, and the county gives it back to the town.
If you're still going to have a loss somewhere.
Why?
In revenue.
Why are we going to lose money? Why are we losing money?
Because if you're not bringing in as much as going out, then
Okay,
there's a
so,
loss.
and you think because a position was eliminated, we're not bringing in more money?
I'm not saying just because that position was eliminated. I'm just saying overall, I'm looking at the big picture.
Well, the big picture is, you're right, sales tax is down, county taxes are down, government expenses are up. It's
Didn't
a
you
tough
just say our
market.
taxes were gonna go up in the paper, that Rotterdam,
Right,
and that increase, we were also in that increase.
yep.
So,
County,
right, county-wise. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's already an increase. So is there gonna be a bigger increase down the line?
always gonna be in the county. We don't have a town tax.
Not yet, that's
So
what
if
I'm
this was,
saying.
if this was your budget, your household budget, and you knew that you had to take a 10% cut in pay,
Yeah.
how do you balance that? You cut your costs and your spending, right? You turn off HBO to just regular cable, or whatever you do, right? You cut your costs. The same concept here. If the county taxes drop, so, I mean, we gotta cut our costs, because if we don't cut our costs, and our costs are more than than we're getting from the county, now you gotta get a town tax. So, the county money comes down, we've gotta cut our costs. And we should be. That's just normal, and you should always be watching your
Well,
costs.
like I said, I'm just asking, it's not just related to the position being eliminated, I'm looking at the big picture overall.
And the position wasn't eliminated.
Well,
Let's be
whatever.
clear, it's very clear, it's very important that everybody understands, that position was not eliminated.
Well, the position is empty, so.
It's open.
Okay.
That's correct.
Whatever, but I'm not referring to that, I'm referring to the money end of it, to the revenue end of it, that's what I'm asking.
Revenue from the county, or specifically the revenue from the court?
I guess both.
Well, so the county
I
would be
guess
down,
both,
so,
the county tax, being that our taxes are, they're gonna go up. At least that's what they say in the paper, they're gonna go up.
something's gonna go up, yeah.
Right.
Somebody got to
So how do you offset it, I guess is what my question is.
You cut costs.
Cut costs, or, what we're trying to do is, and I know it's a sensitive subject, is not, I shouldn't be debating here, but, we need to bring in business into the town. We need to get some kind of economic or business growth in the town.
That's
We need to
why-
offset the loss somewhere. So it's cut costs, try to bring in business, but that's gonna take a couple of years to bring in business. I mean, even if Carver breaks ground tomorrow, he won't be ready for a year. We're just hoping we can get through that, but, our.
Why we're doing the solar, save 30%, 20 to 30%.
And that hopefully would offset what we're losing from the county. So county goes down, we hopefully dropping our costs. It's not an easy answer, and I think I understand most of your question. And I can talk to you afterwards. I don't want to tie up everybody's time here, but,
Well, like I said, I was just concerned when I saw the article in the paper where, Schenectady County or Rotterdam's taxes were higher than, it was the biggest increase, I guess. And then there was an increase for Williamsburg, there was an increase for Princetown, there was, Schenectady County too, I think they even
Harry kind of hit pretty
had
good.
in there, so.
That's
you know,
all
it
out
was
of
a-
our control, really.
It was a big increase. So that, I guess that's what my concern was, looking at the big picture. If revenue isn't,
You got the
As-
concept.
you
The
know what I'm
concept
saying?
is exactly right. If the revenue's not there, and you still have bills to pay, how do you pay them?
where's it gonna come from?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, it's gonna come from, it's gotta come from the residents, where else is it gonna come from?
Well, we're hoping not.
Well, we all hope not. I guess that's where I was going.
Well,
That's what we're,
that's why we're here.
that's
And
why
we
we're
actually,
here. That's
I
what we're
mean,
trying to do, is keep it at no town tax.
and, the budget's gonna be closing within, 4 or 5 weeks. And I think we have to file by April 28th with the state. And once that's filed, and then a few weeks after that, I can get a report. And I'll gladly do a state of the town and show you exactly what was filed and exactly where we stand. What our savings accounts are, how much money we have, what we did this year, what we're planning to do next year. We are all acutely aware of the fact that we have no town tax, and we're all acutely aware, I think we're all reading the papers every single day, countywide, statewide, federal-wide, that there's more pain to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all, that's
Okay.
was my only question. Not to ruffle anybody's feathers or get anything going, I was just curious to
Nobody's, but I'm gonna close this piece of the meeting now
where it's headed, but I still reserve my stuff for next
for
time.
the next part. All right. So with that, I'm gonna close the public comment at 8:05. Hopefully this next piece will go fairly quickly. Open the floor back up again. Minutes approval, so I know the clerk's office is busy, so minutes for December 11th, November 11th, and actually didn't have it on there, but I'm suggesting that we table them, right? So we didn't get them, so we're gonna table them.
You have November 11.
What's that?
You have November 11.
All right. Resolution 13-21, the town board approves the video audio tape recording of the January 8th, 2013 town board meeting upon reviewing of the town supervisors delegated. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Evans?
Yes.
Esposito?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes. All right. Can I see the claims or the vouchers or both? So we have a bunch of vouchers here. A couple of them I need to highlight. So I'll leave it up to the board, but vouchers 341, 342, 344, and 345. $341 is the amount of $815. 342 is $121. 343, let's skip 43. 344 is for $333, and then finally 345 is 104.
The 341's already been put through? It's already been spent?
No,
I mean, has it been purchased?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because they were asking me on the memo that we look at it and should we approve it, but have we gotten any 2 or 3 estimates, or have we had any of that?
2 oral estimates.
I'm sorry?
You only need 2 estimates for under $1,000.
Have we gotten those?
Yes,
We
they were
have.
with it. I submitted it with it.
Okay, that's all the memo.
But maybe it's take it over.
Then it sounds like-
I have a copy of whatever memo you're referencing.
I didn't bring mine with me.
You can take a look at this one, but
And I've not seen any of the vouchers, so.
For a laptop. That's what the memo is attached to. Memo attached to.
So what are these voucher numbers, 341, 342, what are they for?
Well, you got- here's
Why are
341.
why are we carving them out? That's just what I just looked at.
So you said, Michelle, for the justice, we just need two for the,
If it's under $1,000, you need 2 oral estimates to be submitted. You really don't even need prior approval. It can be submitted as a bill for approval once you've gotten the 2 oral estimates. One was from Omnis, and one I went on the internet for the same exact computer. Cheryl from Omnis dropped the price for me somewhat, but she indicated that they cannot compete with Newegg. But the problem is, if anything goes wrong with the computer, it would have to go back to the company. So we're without, as opposed to Omnis taking care of the problem
on site.
on site.
That's amazing.
And the transfer of the, all the documents off the old computer would take about an hour and a half at the most. And so that estimate's about 100 to 150.
No, it's a book. The books. Cases. Book.
Two of these vouchers look like they're specific legal publications for the court. Is that correct? There's one here that says it's from Thompson West, is that correct?
Yes, I've been getting those books for 13 years. The stop DWI, or the DWI is First and Zang's how to, it's a DWI book.
And the other one?
It's a Westlaw book for, town and village justices with different, legal, it also cites cases, procedures.
So why are we questioning this?
I have no idea why they're being questioned this year.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to have any knowledge about that, nor do I care to. I respect the town judge and her understanding of what she needs to run her court. I'm not sure, I mean, I don't personally have any interest in spending a minute on those two, I can tell you that right now. And I think it would be irresponsible of us to do so.
So the point of having a procurement policy is for,
I didn't vote for the procurement policy, I'm not sure
And
what
I
the
think that
intent
your
is.
procurement policy, Mike, says that if there's no other place to
So
get it, that's the only place that publishes that book. It's not like you can get it from someplace else.
understand,
Okay.
I'm sure that's quite what we're asking here now.
I'm not, you haven't really asked anything.
Do you, what do you tell?
This looks like ink, cartridge, and paper from Staples. Okay, and one invoice here for $120. And this other one is I guess it's goes back to the memo from the court requesting a new laptop, is that correct? That's the laptop. So I guess what's the question on the Staples, $120?
I could have vouchered it on two separate sheets.
This is from the court?
Which
This says
one?
Kathy has
It was for the court, that, we were out of paper, and we needed pink paper for the tickets.
Okay.
Both? we all good?
And you have money, is there money in the line for?
Yes, $1,200 was set aside for equipment at the beginning of the year. And I have a surplus in my supplies I've never gone over in the last 5 years. I keep a spreadsheet. So I don't know.
So the question is, the computer?
No.
What's the question? I don't know.
The question is, Michelle, we have a procurement policy, and you just don't want to follow it.
I did follow it, Mike. I followed it to the T.
Just- What about the law books? I mean, just a simple email.
Your law books do not,
sorry.
are
So again,
not.
it's
Thank you, Todd, if you want your time before you can take
The
it.
law book is only available through Bristol
This is-
and that
I
publishing
understand
company.
that.
So that doesn't require a prior approval.
I want to apologize to you, Michelle, as a member of this town board, because this is embarrassing. And this speaks to exactly what the gentleman who was here earlier spoke to, and what Lisa spoke to earlier. I apologize to you. This is not what government is supposed to be, and we owe you an apology. Unfortunately, you're probably
Until I
not going
see
to
a
get it
change,
from
Todd.
anybody else here, but
Until I see a change.
this is ridiculous,
Mhm.
and I apologize to you.
Thank
Want to
you.
sign?
We owe the people in this town better than this, Michelle, so I'm truly sorry for you.
If you have a question, Lou, please ask me about it. If you have a question, Bob, please ask me about it.
I did.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, you did ask,
No, I
okay.
did.
Lou, your questions with regard to the computer, would you like to see my computer as to what I'm working with, a 2002 computer that's slow, that has lines going down the monitor, that I can't even get on the corporate program without waiting 20 minutes? And I have the money. It's not like we're being transferred because we're under budgeted for other computers that have already been purchased. So, I mean, I have the money there. It's not like, unless you already plan to do something else with it, which, would obviously not be ethical. I mean, I don't know what question you have.
Lou, do you have a question?
Yes, and we didn't follow a procurement policy. That
I
was-
did follow. Do you have a copy of the procurement policy?
I'll get one.
2 oral statements. That's what it says for under $1,000. And I gave Mike the letter asking him to approve it, which you all have this evening in a voucher. The program, it has not been purchased. The computer has not been purchased.
So we got to.
Yeah, I mean, did we follow procurement policy with the copier, Mike?
Yeah,
No, we did not.
yes, we did.
The second copier that was purchased, you got your bids after it was already purchased. We know that.
This meeting has passed its constructiveness. I apologize to you, Michelle. This is ridiculous. This isn't government. You owe these people in this town an apology. You
Steve.
should be embarrassed by yourselves.
Steve.
Have a nice night.
Are you going to sign yes or no?
I already did.
No.